Alright, welcome everybody. Sorry about the delay. We are going to get started with this first round of the Raise Your Weapon Judgment Tournament. I will be casting alone rather than with Sotere. Sotere, as you can see, is playing. He had to fill in for a member of the blue team. So, and he had to fill in for a person that was about 2k elo, so filling in there, so he's going to actually be playing. So I am going to be bringing you all the action by myself. The bans right now: Cassiopeia, Janna, Veigar, and Lee Sin, Corki, Udyr. Not exactly the most standard bans. I mean, Lee Sin is banned out a lot, Udyr is banned out frequently, but I mean, these people actually know each other, I think. I mean, it's a local tournament, and they've played against each other and with each other before, so they probably have more information on each other than I might have on them. First pick is Shen. Shen was not banned out, therefore leaving that option open. I'm going to go top lane, and we see Dr. Mundo being shown for the purple team right now. So the Graves is actually locked in already, going to be the AD carry for purple team. Graves is still being shown, and if Dr. Mundo is still being shown, and if Dr. Mundo were chosen, would go in the jungle. Yep, and he is chosen, is going to go into the jungle, and is a more popular jungler lately. Has great clear times, and because of that, is able to really clear jungle and then do some counter jungling, maybe do some ganks, and it has been really strong lately, so we'll see how that works out in their team comp. Now it's Hatris and Sotere picking. Hatris is the jungler, I believe, likes to play Nocturne, and Nocturne is being shown, so might be picking up Nocturne there. Sotere, I think, is going to be the AD carry for their team. So, looks like he might be picking up a Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw is very strong, one of the strongest AD carries in the game right now, and is a very good hyper carry late game. Has a great range and a lot of damage. Switching up to maybe an Ashe. We'll wait until he locks in to say for sure, but it looks like actually an Ashe is being picked up. Ashe is good at late game, has a lot of utility, has a great ultimate, but it suffers a little bit early game, so we'll see how Sotere does down in that bot lane. And Hatris does indeed pick up that Nocturne. OPSpartan looks like it is showing the Soraka. The Morgana has already been picked up by PurveyorOfEvil. And Morgana is actually banned out a lot, but was not banned out this time. Is a very good mid lane champion, is very hard to gank with that black shield, can push lane all day with the Tormented Soil and gank lanes after doing so. Now we have Karthus being picked up. I believe that is his main, and therefore is going to go in the mid lane. The only thing that they might be worried about is the fact that Soraka does counter Karthus. Soraka has that global heal, which she can use right before Karthus' global damage, so that's going to be useful. Morgana also has that black shield, which can block Karthus' ultimate whenever Soraka isn't available to use her heal. And Nunu being shown for the support champion, and would be paired up with Ashe. They will have a lot of slows in that bot lane if they do go with the Nunu, and Nunu is indeed chosen. And this is basically the combination that we saw Empire with the Nunu, Ashe, and Karthus ultimate, so we'll see if they get to pull off something like that in this game today. Alright, for our last pick, we see Riven. Now, Riven has actually been seen a lot in the jungle lately, but it looks like it's going to be a top Riven this time, and indeed it is. Now that's going to be a Riven against a Shen, and they are both very strong champions in top lane. Both have shields and both have decent mobility, so it should be a good matchup up there. Riven is taking, it seems like, a teleport, while Shen is taking the ignite, so Shen is going to have a bit more of an offensive skill set here. Meanwhile, in the bot lane matchup, we see Graves Soraka, a pretty popular combination. Soraka able to give Graves mana to use those buckshots and basically all his spells, and they are going up against an Ashe Nunu lane. They both have the same summoner spells, the heal on the AD carry and the exhaust on the support, and that's really just pretty standard. The heal giving them some survivability, as Ashe especially likes that extra survivability because she is so weak early game, and I mean it's good on AD carries in general because they are squishy. And we see that Dr. Mundo is taking the exhaust with his smite, so that's going to help him with his ganks. Dr. Mundo's only CC really is the cleaver, and if he doesn't land it, really the ganks aren't going to be successful. So the extra CC from exhaust is going to help him out in those ganks. On the other side, we see that Nocturne is taking Flash, and again, Nocturne is a great ganker after level 6, because he can just use his ultimate to jump in from anywhere on the map, and that really makes it hard to predict when you're going to get ganked. So, and combined with that is the fact that Karthus has his ultimate, can use it anywhere on the map, and Shen can also jump in there with his ultimate. So basically, if you're ganking bot lane, basically every single one of these champions could have a role in that gank. Now we have about 2 minutes left before we get in game. This is Raise Your Weapon Judgment. The format is pretty interesting, actually. I recently just read up on it, but what happens is there are team captains, and they basically have a draft, and they pick players from a pool, and then they play in the tournaments, and it's really fun and should be exciting. These are pretty balanced teams because of the drafting format, so hopefully we'll be able to get a good game in here today. Alright, we have just a minute left. I think what I'm going to do is check out some of the runes. Shen actually changed the summoner spells to Exhaust, Ghost, and let's check out the runes. Is going with Magic Resist, Armor, and Magic Pen. That Magic Pen is really going to help him out in getting that harass off. He uses the dagger. I'm not sure what the skill is actually called, but he uses it to harass, and it does magic damage. So his Vorpal Blade does magic damage, therefore, and it also heals himself. So it's a great method of sustaining while doing a lot of harass from a range. So that'll help him get some more harass in, and really going for a tanky build. The Shen is going to be tanking, be built tanky in this game, so the armor and the magic resist should help him out. On the other hand, oh, yep, that's all the time, so looks like we're getting in game now. Alright, looks like we're getting started. We have a Void Nocturne on blue side. It's the only skin so far. We have 2 members of purple team that have not connected yet, so hopefully they get in and are able to connect. Yep, there they go. And there's a Mr. Mundoverse skin, so one skin for each side. again, this is the Raise Your Weapon Judgment Tournament. We had a little bit of a delay because neither team was able to get all of their members. Both of them had to find people to fill in. Pizza Man is filling in for somebody on the purple side, while Sotere is actually filling in for Arf 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 on the blue side. So neither team really has ideal conditions. They had to, organize communication, all that at the last minute because they had to fill in with these members. But should be a good game nonetheless. They found members that were close to the elos of the people that they were replacing. So the balance hasn't been changed. The two teams should be pretty balanced still. So looks like we're gonna just have to wait for a little bit more before Mundo gets the last little bit of loading done, and we'll get in game. And here we go. On the blue side is the team led by team captain Evil Cookie, and they're going out. Looks like they're coming out faster than purple team. Looks like they might want to go for an invade of some sort. They're going out as a group. Purple team is coming out as well. They have the Morgana's Bind, which is great for locking down somebody in these level 1 fights and maybe pick somebody off. But right now, blue team is just going to their own blue buff, while red team looks to gather on the red side. Maybe just going to protect their own buffs, as Graves is going down to this to the blue side as well. Riven is a little bit late out of the gate and is going to go towards the top lane. Meanwhile, the blue team is moving towards the top part, and now they're going to walk actually into this ward, so the purple team knows exactly where they are. They know they're in the bush, and that means that Mundo is actually, looks like, gonna go into the red side. Yes, he is. So he's walking over. He's gonna take this red buff. He's gonna let blue team take his own red side because it's too dangerous to go in now. But he isn't going to be set back because he just went into the enemy jungle and took their buffs. Riven is not going to, just going to stick around in this tower because it's a little bit dangerous to go into the jungle, but probably going to just go back to her own lane when the minions spawn, and is walking there now. So Raise started up and Nocturne starts them. Meanwhile, we actually see that Mundo doesn't start with blue team's Wraiths, so he is going to get the red buff, but isn't going to get the Wraiths as well. And the blue team starting up the red buff, as is the purple team, and Mundo is actually going to pick that up fairly easily, getting a pretty good pull, and actually not going to use his smite, so it's pretty good on his part. He's going to come around and take these small golems, and then probably go around for his own blue buff. Over on the blue side, Nocturne has taken that red buff, is going to go back to his own blue, and is going to start taking it. Did use that smite, so doesn't have that up, so might take a bit of damage, but looks like Mundo's going to go in for a gank down here. Gonna get that exhaust on Ashe, has to flash away. I'm going to miss that cleaver though, so isn't able to take him out. But Sotere was actually very vulnerable there without his support. The Nunu was late in getting back, but he was able to get back just fine. They blew the flash though, so might have to be careful for ganks down there, as Mundo might come back and try to get the kill on Ashe, which is now without an escape. Up at top, we see that Volblade going down as harass on the Riven, but they're both doing pretty fine. We see that Shen has about 8 CS, while Riven has only 1 CS, so getting out to a quick lead. And actually, Shen takes some damage over here from the tower, and actually has to be careful, getting stunned and taking a lot of damage, dropping down to about 100 health. So we see just more or less farming down here at bot lane. Graves has 13 CS to Ashe's 10, so about the same. It's pretty early on still. Really, the big difference in CS is up at top lane, where Riven has been unable to get anything done, as she just has to use those health potions right now to really try to sustain through the damage while trying to CS more. And now Nocturne's coming up here for a gank on Riven, and that, if this is successful, it's going to really set her back a lot more. But Nocturne is just going to come over here, get these small golems, because Riven is pretty backed up against the tower, and they're too low level to really dive tower just now. Mundo's going to come in for a chance to maybe gank on the Shen, but actually going to come around and attack this Nocturne, and he's going to get that fear proc on him, and he's going to get exhausted. He's going to drop very low, and the Shen coming in to taunt though, and he gets the exhaust on Mundo. Shen picking up that first blood on Mundo. Nocturne trying to get away using that spell shield, and Riven is actually not going to be able to catch him because the red buff is able to slow her down. So Nocturne gets away, and now Shen has double buffs, and that's going to really put him ahead in that lane. It's going to allow him to harass even better and to get ahead even more in this lane. The mid lanes both came up to try to help out, but they were too late. Both teams had basically disengaged at that point. So first blood going to blue team, and really getting a huge advantage for the Shen. Going to go in with that taunt and actually taking her down really low and killing her up top using that red buff and that taunt to CC, and that gives Shen a kill and even more of a gold advantage early on. He already has a 14 CS lead, but this kill is just going to help snowball this even more. Speaking of snowballs, the Nunu throws out a snowball against the Soraka, but it's a Soraka lane, so the Soraka and the Graves are doing pretty good in terms of damage, using that Starkle actually to do some harass, and the Sotere dropping pretty low, having to use that health potion, and that means he is out of health potions, and it's his last health potion, so going through them pretty quickly. Graves has a 10 CS lead already, so doing pretty well down at bot lane with the help of that Soraka so far. Over at mid, we see that Morgana has a pretty good advantage, and this is just the two champions trying to farm up. Karthus really wants to get that extra farm to become really strong later on, and Morgana does a great job of farming and pushing lane with that Tormented Soil. We might see a bind start to go down right here, and it does catch Karthus, and then a cleaver comes out. They don't do much besides that because he was within tower range though, so Mundo does back off and just tries to go in and take these raids. Down at bot, we saw that the Ashe was forced back because of all the damage, and Nunu actually did not go back with her. So Nunu is like about less than half health and does not have any potions, so might be in a bit of trouble later on, but is sticking around, getting some experience, but not much else besides that, because that Graves is just harassing him so much, and he has not taken Consume yet, so isn't able to sustain just yet. Now, up at top, we see that Riven has actually managed to get some CS at this point, so not doing terribly, but the Shen does still have an advantage, has about twice the CS of Riven, and should be looking to increase that lead even more. Looks like Mundo might be looking to get a chance to gank mid right now, sticking around in this area. He wants to go in. Karthus is pretty backed up right now, so he doesn't want to go in just yet and just backs off. Doesn't see a chance, so he doesn't want to waste any more time. Just going to go back to his jungle to farm up some more. Actually, up at top, we see Shen going in with that taunt and forcing the Riven to use the stun and get back and doing so much damage, dropping her below half health. And she's going to have to be careful, because if she isn't, that taunt can come out and she could find herself dead once again. Once the Ashe down at bot being zoned out pretty hard right now, as the Graves has 50 CS to Ashe's 31. So that's a pretty significant lead in CS at this point, and that Graves is going to get pretty strong later on. Has a Dorn's Blade lead in terms of items, but is going to be able to really use the early advantage to prevent Ashe from becoming that great late game carry that she can become. Over at top, we see Shen continuing to zone out this Riven. Riven really can't get too close, or else she's going to just get taunted and then take a ton of damage. Over down at mid, we see Morgana. She wants to go in, maybe to get that bind in and then an ultimate to try to get a kill, but Karthus was too far back. Going to use that Dark Soil to push that lane so that Karthus might miss some CS, but Nocturne is here, so he's going to pick up that CS, and the CS really isn't lost to this team. Now, looks like bot lane is pushing right now, and the Soraka is back, so now this is where Ashe can really try to develop try to come back a little bit, get a little bit of CS while she has her support with her, and is doing not that great of a job right now. Actually, Graves has 70 CS to her 37, so Graves basically has double the CS, and is doing a pretty good job of farming up so far. 72 CS at the 9-minute mark is an excellent thing to do. Now we see the Riven continuing to be harassed. She's below half health, having used up all her potions. We see the Soraka has come back, and Graves being more aggressive with the support there. And ward goes down in that tri-bush, but it is pink warded by blue team, so when they get the chance, they will probably go and clear that out. Actually, an ult coming down, and now a Nocturne ult coming in, but he does quick draw and flash away. Soraka does get caught by the exhaust, though, and that means that the Shen ultimate comes down, and he's going to dive this Graves, and Graves does fall as well. Shen does get back in time after taking some tower hits. That gives 2 more kills for the blue team, and they are really going to start to develop a lead in this bot lane as well, because now Ashe is going to start to free farm, and now Graves is going to be set back a bit, and now Ashe has a kill and an assist, and that's going to help her, despite having that CS disadvantage, to come back in this game. Looks like the Mundo is trying to donate this blue buff to Morgana, and should take it out pretty quickly. And the Morgana is going to get it. Is it going to reset? It does reset. So a little bit of trouble actually getting this blue buff, but should be able to get it soon. Actually, the Soraka coming in to heal up the Mundo as she walks by. But thus far, there is about a 2k gold lead for blue team. They have 4 kills. Purple team has none so far. And really, in terms of the lanes, though, mid lane hasn't seen much difference between the two. Morgana has 87 CS, while Karthus has 69, so a bit of a CS advantage for purple team. But besides that, not much of a difference. The other 2 lanes has seen blue team really doing a pretty good job. Graves did a good job in terms of keeping the Ashe from CSing, but the gank down at bot was pretty devastating, and it could basically turn the tides in favor of blue team. Actually, the Nocturne gets a little bit caught out here, and is going to take some damage, but looks like he will be fine. Both teams are looking to get dragon control, pinking the dragon, and the Soraka just killed a pink ward with her own pink ward. And the purple team is going to start this dragon. Blue team isn't really in position to challenge it right now, as Nocturne is coming around, but he does have that ultimate, so if he gets vision, he might be able to come in, and does flash in, then does actually steal it. So that was an excellent job of Nocturne to steal that dragon buff, but now he's going to get caught by this Morgana ultimate and die. So that gives Graves the kill, and that is the first kill for the purple team. Ashe arrow came out but missed everybody, so that was unfortunate for blue team, but they did pick up that dragon, so that is a plus for them. Some more aggression over at top lane. Shen right now has 78 CS to Riven's 30, and that is a pretty big difference. Shen has more than double of Riven's CS. And we might be able to see the difference come out soon enough, as Shen is going to become really tanky, is building towards something either like building towards basically a recurve bow item, is going to probably get that Wit's End, or maybe even an Ionic Spark, but likely a Wit's End. Wit's End is the most popular recurve bow item. But once he gets some of those items, he will be very strong, and will be able to help out all the other lanes, just like Nocturne and just like Karthus. So that is what this team does. They are able to just have an influence on all the other lanes with their global presence, with Karthus' global ult, with Shen's global ult, and with the long-range ult from Nocturne. So Ashe has 62 CS to Graves' 103, so still not doing a very good job, but in terms of overall gold, Ash is about 500 behind, which isn't too bad considering how much that Ash has been zoned out of CS at this point. Looks like Mundo is actually going to come in for an opportunity to maybe counter jungle a little here. The Nocturne picks up that blue buff though, so it's going to be fine. Actually, a taunt coming out from that Shen, but he's going to get binded. And a wall comes out from the Karthus, and he's going to take out that Mundo, and the Morgana has to back away as it's a 3-on-1, and that flash going out, actually throwing out that binding to get that Shen, so Shen does have to back off. So one more kill for blue team, and that's going to be especially good for the Karthus because that's going to help him get those items for the late game. Riven came down to teleport in, but it was a bit late and really did nothing to help out as the fight was already over by this point. Riven's going to hang out here to maybe look for a chance to gank, to maybe be useful, but Karthus is going to be too careful at this point, so he's not going to get a chance there. So Riven's just going to go back to top lane after teleporting down. Looks like we have Nocturne coming in for a gank, but Graves saw this and actually gets hit by the Ash Arrow, so it looks like trouble for the Graves, getting healed by the Soraka and the taunt coming out from the Shen to catch the Soraka, but Soraka using those heals to great effect, but isn't enough. Actually, the Nocturne does fall to the Graves as the tower takes him down, but Graves does fall as well. Mundo coming in to help out and doing a lot of damage, but they do back off. Morgana came in with the black shield, but nothing going there with the binding. Karthus' ult came down as well, so he was able to help out in that fight, and that really helped to push their lead even more. They have almost a 4k gold lead. Karthus is going to push this lane and deny Morgana some of that CS. He's going to go back, has about 1700 gold, might get a needlessly large rod now. Yep, and that's exactly what he does. And is going to have a lot of AP and is going to start doing a lot of damage pretty soon. Ping's going down for blue buff. Morgana probably going to be donated this blue buff from Mundo, and just going to make sure she gets that last bit of CS before going over, which she does. The matchup top lane is still going Shen's way, yet he did indeed get a Wit's End, and has that gold pretend item, the Heart of Gold, going, so he is getting a lot of money income here compared to that Riven, who really doesn't have many items, has a cloth armor, has a null magic mantle, and has level 1 boots, but that's it, and that is really putting her behind and is making her unable to really do anything in this lane. Gonna have to stay back while Shen farms up to his liking. Now, some harass going down on this Nunu, and looks like with that Soraka lane, they just want to be kind of aggressive, using those spells to harass them down as the Graves can get healed all the way back up. It's basically a sustain lane there for them. Nocturne maybe looking for a chance to come in for a gank, and the purple team does spot it with the ward. He does have an Oracles, but the ward is in the bush, so he's going to have to go into the bush to see it, and he is indeed going to go into this bush, catch that ward, and take it out. Up top, we're going to see Mundo coming in for a gank on this Shen, as well as Morgana. Morgana's ult coming out, and going to get that stun and kill. The the Riven managed to get the kill on Shen, as Shen tried to use his ultimate to get out. So the Riven is going to actually get a little bit of a break here. He's going to be able to farm up some more, and as well as get that gold from the kill. So this doesn't really catch her all the way back up, but it's going to help her out a lot. She's actually pushing this tower. Maybe looking to take the tower soon. Has it down to about half health. Probably isn't going to be able to take it out just yet, but does a good amount of damage to it. Her own tower is looking pretty good, so Shen has been gone for a while. Might be able to push this. Might even be able to push with this wave right now. Down at bot, we see Sotere coming in. Actually, with all of these global ultimates, the Ash arrow comes out again. Sotere picks up a double kill with Ash, using that arrow to catch Graves, and now they're pinging towards Dragon. and are moving towards it. Will they be able to take it, though? They are starting it, and they have numbers here. There are only 2 members of purple team, but oh, catching with a binding is Morgana, taking the Cardless down really low, so he's going to have to be careful here. He does back off, and somebody else, the Nocturne, does pick up the aggro. Oh, and actually another binding coming down and catching the Nunu, so doing good damage. And a great harass, and actually coming down with the ultimate, and he's going to catch this Nocturne and does a lot of damage and takes him out. Going to turn on this Ashe now. He's going to look to get a binding off. The Ignite did go down. Does catch the binding, though, and despite the flash, manages to take down Ashe. So that is going to give Morgana another kill. 2 kills in that. They did not get the dragon, but they did manage to get 2 kills, so at least they got something out of that exchange. Over at top, see Shen picking up that Phage, and again, Riven has basically no items at this point, only a null magic mantle and cloth armor. Well, the Shen has the Wits and the Phage already, so Riven really unable to do anything in this top lane. Less than half of Shen's CS getting pushed to the tower all day long. Mundo is coming around to maybe gank this Shen, but there are pings to fall back. Mundo kind of gonna come in and just cover this lane as Riven is gonna go back, probably to get some more items, gets those Mercury treads, and gets a Phage, so is going to have the items to basically be able to stand up to this Shen now. Karthus is coming down, maybe looking for a chance to gank, but actually just decides to go back to his lane, sees the Morgana there, doesn't want to lose that much CS, and really what Karthus wants to do is farm up and get gold. He wants to, gank and get some kills if possible, but really his main priority is to get that gold. So he's gonna just sit here, farm up those creeps. Actually missing a couple of creeps here as he leaves to take this blue buff, but he's gonna be really strong late game if he can get those items. So really, his first priority right now should be to farm up. Now, Ashe down at bot lane has done a lot better, getting that double kill earlier on, actually putting her ahead of Graves despite being about 50 CS behind. Over at top, we see a lot of action going down. Riven having to flash away. Nocturne's ult comes down, though, and with the Karthus ult is going to be enough. Actually, Shen picking up that kill. Mundo comes over to help out, but Shen and Nocturne are too strong, and he's going to have to stay back a bit. So that is yet another kill for blue team, puts them about 6k, 5k gold ahead. Now they're basically pushing this top tower. Now Mundo really can't do much about this. Might have to just back off as he gets this taunt off, and the Fiero does go off, and the Nocturne picks up that kill. Shen is going to actually take some of those tower hits, but now it looks like they're going to take that tower for their first tower. That's going to give them more global gold. Meanwhile, Graves takes this turret down at bot, but Graves is getting dropped really low, and now he's in trouble because the Nunu is using his ult, gets dropped really low and falls. Meanwhile, it was basically a trade of AD carries as the Graves took down Ashe, as Ashe took down Graves. Shen comes in to help out the Nunu and does take out the Soraka. So a pretty good trade for blue team as that global ultimate was very useful. We're not going to come in with the ultimate, and Nunu's trying to get away but doesn't manage to do so, and he's dropping really low, and the last auto attack picks up the Nunu, and now Shen has to be careful because the Riven did come in with the ultimate, gets caught by this binding, and now Riven is here trying to, actually they're going to back off now because they see Karthus is helping out, so they do retreat as Morgana is too low to fight here. So a lot of action going down in bot lane, and they're really showing the power of these global ultimates as Shen was able to come down and help pick up the kill. Cleaver coming down from Mundo, but it was a method of scaring away the Nocturne so he doesn't take this turret. But yeah, the Shen has been doing a great job moving around the map, helping out other teammates with his global ultimate, going in there and picking up that kill, and really making sure to just make any fight a turn in the advantage of blue team. Now, blue team has about 7k gold advantage. They've been slowly increasing the lead. Karthus is doing a decent job farming up 167 CS, the most on his team, but a little bit behind Morgana. Morgana now has that Zhonya's Hourglass, which is going to be so useful when using that ultimate, popping that ultimate, then using that Zhonya's Hourglass so she doesn't take any damage. And that is going to be crucial in team fights, because if she can manage to lock down, say, the Ashe, that is going to mean a lot of damage is taken out for on blue team's side. Shen, meanwhile, is up at top, is just, you know, farming up, taking this lane. There are a lot of people down here. Actually, the Graves getting caught, and he's going to have to quick draw and flash away, but gets caught by an Ashura. A lot of heals going down from Soraka, but looks like he is going to fall. Soraka is now in trouble, is getting slowed, and is going to get those slows from Nunu and Ashe, and is going to fall. But Mundo and the Morgana and Riven are here. They're going to be fighting. The Mundo is actually in a lot of trouble as he's taking a lot of damage from Ashe. Picking up that kill is the Nunu, actually. Morgana using that Zhonya's Hourglass to stay alive, and actually using that flash, but isn't able to get away as Shen came in with his ultimate, which just came out cooldown, to pick up the kill on Morgana. So that is an ace for blue team. They turn around and make this into a dragon pickup, and that is going to put them about more than 10k gold ahead. So pretty big swing there, and now they can push a tower. It looks like they're going to try to push down this bottom tower and probably take it, and also push down this mid turret with Shen and Nocturne.
Purple team's turret has been
The bot tower goes down, going to clear this wave and then try to push down the mid turret, and actually, yeah, they do. So they go for it, and it looks like they are going to be able to. Mundo's coming in, but he's not going to be fast enough. So that is 2 turrets for blue team. That's going to put them 12k gold ahead, which is a huge advantage at this point, and is looking pretty good for them. At the same time, though, remember that Morgana has one of those ults that can be basically game-changing, and if she manages to get the stun off on enough people, can really help take out a lot of the damage sources for blue team. Now, Shen does have that frozen mallet, but besides that has gone for a, and the Wit's End, but has gone for a generally tanky build. So really, if you take out the Ashe, then you are, and if you manage to take out the Karthus in a position where he can't do that much to you after he's dead, the purple team is going to be able to really take team fights because of that great Morgana ult. And Graves actually using his great farm to pick up an Infinity Edge, to pick up and he has those Doran's Blades and that Vampiric Scepter as well, so is going to be a force in team fights. Now, that said, Ashe does have the Infinity Edge as well, combined with the Zeal, so it's going to be doing even more damage. But it really is a battle of who can get the better positioning, who can get the better ults off, and really, if blue team can manage to pick people off using their global ultimates, then these fights are going to go in their favor, because I mean that's basically what they've been doing this entire game, using their global ultimates to their advantage. Shen has been pushing towers and then coming in to save people and come in and turn fights into their favor instead of it being a gank or it being just an even fight. Now it looks like blue team is doing a pretty good job of pushing out this mid lane area. They're actually warding around the Baron, checking for wards. Nunu has the Oracle's Elixir, so checking to see if the Baron area is warded. Nocturne gonna come in here and maybe try to get that smite to steal it. Actually, no, smite was off cooldown, but looks like there's gonna be a fight. Nunu ult coming out, and Morgana ult and Zhonya's Hourglass coming out, but Morgana taken very low after the Nunu ult came off, after the Zhonya's Hourglass, and now is going to be taken out. The Karthus did fall to the binding, but that was all in terms of casualties for the blue team. The Riven is alive, but it was a 4-for-1 trade, and now blue team is going to turn this into a Baron. They have nobody to stop them besides Riven, and Riven really is in no position to stop them at this point, is not strong enough, and really would be taken out very quickly. Blue team is taking out this Baron decently quickly, and Actually, no, Shen coming over the wall to take out this Riven, and now Riven has to flash away, but is she going to be able to use her mobility to escape? The blue team does take the Baron, and Shen does have that taunt now, goes in and throws out that Vorpal Blade, but isn't able to get that kill because he is unable to get that CC off. But still managing to get that Baron, that puts blue team up by 15k, 14k. Now they're going to be able to just push down lane. Looks like they're going to back first and buy some items as they have a lot of gold. This Shen in particular has 2k gold, Nunu has 1500, 1600, and the Ashe has 1300. So we're going to see some items being picked up. Ashe picking up in particular that Phantom Dancer. So after those have been bought, we will see blue team push down a lane and try to take down some turrets with their Baron buff. Karthus actually doesn't have the Baron buff because he died, but all the rest of the members of blue team have that buff with them. So here they are, they're going towards mid turret, and blue team really isn't protecting this right now. They're a bit scattered, and the blue team might actually be able to do a lot of damage to this turret early on. They do get it down to almost half health, and yeah, about half health now. So when this next wave comes, they're going to push out a little more. Shen, doing what he does best, is going to go for this split pushing. Has his ultimate up so he can come in and join the fight whenever. Looks like Ashe actually doing a lot of damage and is able to going to be able to take down this turret. One more hit is going to do it. Yep, that does it. And now a Ashe are coming out, but Grave does fall back, and now the Nocturne comes in with Paranoia, gonna get that Graves, and now Morgana falls, as does the Nunu, or the Mundo, and now Graves eventually falls to the Shen. Now Soraka falls as well. Again, Riven is the only one that has not died, and blue team taking this team fight very handily, diving into the turret, and they are going to pick up the turret and the inhibitor, and I think they can actually win this right now. Riven is not going to be able to do anything against this force. They are probably going to be able to just take her out right now. They do just that. Karthus picking up that ace, flashing away to prevent himself from dying, but blue team is going to push down the turret, and now the Nexus to take this game. And actually, it looks like purple team surrendered as they were losing, resulting in this double explosion. So blue team did a very good job of developing a pretty good advantage early on. Shen had a pretty good start and was able to zone that Riven out, and really that helped him to push the lane, and when it was needed he would ult over to wherever he needed to go and help out other lanes. In the beginning, the Ashe versus Graves lane was going heavily in favor of Graves, but the global ultimates from Nocturne and from Shen were able to gank those lanes constantly and really help Ashe get back into the game and pick up some kills and free up some opportunities to farm up. And still, looks like Graves had about 90 more CS than Ashe, but Ashe was able to get those kills and get those assists because of those ganks, and that really helped her to develop a better mid and late game. Alright, so that is the game. Is a single elimination, so the Purveyor of Evil's team is out, and I believe the next games should be aired pretty soon. I think there will be at least one. I'm not sure about the status of all the games, but there should be at least one on a GG Chronicle channel, so make sure you tune into one of those. Thanks for watching. This is the Raise Your Weapon Judgment Tournament. I am ZeroCardinality, and I will be shutting this stream off pretty soon. Thanks for watching. This was, again, the first round. Be sure to catch the later rounds in the GG Chronicle 1 channel. This is GG Chronicle 3 right now, as you probably know. So head on over to the other channels to catch the other games. Yep. Alright, thanks for watching, and come back next time, which will actually be in about 2 weeks, because this is a bi-weekly or every 2-week tournament. So, yep, it should be a lot of fun. Again, thanks for watching, everybody, and good night. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, I'm still on
I take
stream,
it-
by the way.
Oh, hey everyone. Okay, I'll be quiet.
I actually just told everybody that I was gonna go off stream, so